soon after the war. People were demobbed from the services or were redundant from the service establishments, and there were no industries in Malta, no tourist trade. There was no place to work and try to plan your future. So beginning from the late 40s, you had an outflow of emigration, which was by Maltese proportions very high, very significant. People went to Australia, to Canada, to the United Kingdom. Then the position changed. Beginning from the 70s, but with an accentuation in the 80s, we started having industry. We started having tourism. And we were hoping to get more. Now, the position has been, since these last few years, that there is almost full employment. So we had the other phenomenon of the emigrants or their children coming back.
Hey, g'day, Fred. How are you, mate?
Good to see you.
Found the place all right?
Yeah, no worries.
Come in, I'll show you around.
Thanks.
That's my older sister, Katie, and her husband, Laurie. And that's my brother, Joe, and his wife, Mary. My little
The
brother,
Gatt
Winston,
family
his wife,
returned
Louise,
home from
his brother,
Australia.
Fred, and his wife, Annie.
Small family.
Oh, yeah.
Is that you over there? as well?
Yeah, that's me, and that's my wife, Pauline. That was taken a few years ago.
Quite a few years ago.
Quite a few years ago, yeah.
You still got the suit?
Oh, no,
The
God.
platforms?
No, the fashion those days. Oh, that's the kids, yeah. That's Annette on the left and Stephen.
I know. It wasn't my fault. Exactly. And I got your photo of you right next to me.
What do you got there?
Oh, rabbit stew.
Rabbit stew?
Yeah.
Is this...
The Maltese food, it's nice with spaghetti. You feed 4 people with this, and
How much rabbit is in there?
it's only one. You can put 2. How much? Depends how much people you got for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's in it?
You put tomato peel and bit of wine, paste, garlic, and onions.
Traditional dish. Does everybody eat this?
Yes, they like it.
The whole family?
Yeah.
You telling the truth here?
Oh, you catch me.
I see. You have to force it down somebody's throat sometimes, do you?
Yeah.
Theirs is a typical returning immigrant's story of divided loyalties. Parents who've come home to family and friends with children who've been uprooted to begin a new life in a strange land.
These rabbit.
Why did you come back here?
Oh, look, we came back because the wife, she missed her family. She started getting a bit lonely over there, and, after 28 years, it's a long time for me, I was only 11 years old when I left this country, and I spent 28 in Australia. So it was a big step for me to come over here. But the family comes first, and I had to make that move.
In Australia, he had very busy life there. I never used to see his face. He works and had the aviary. He used to spend a lot of time in the aviary, feeding the birds and gardening.
I was more home in Australia than I'm here, because I used to come from work and, you got a decent-sized backyard and you got the front garden. There's no garden. I've got no garden here.
So this must have been a bit of a shock for you guys coming back.
Yeah. I miss those big shopping centres and that. You can spend days and hours just looking around. Here you just go milk bar's a little one room, eh? I mean, you can buy everything in that, I mean, it's totally different.
Yeah, I left Australia when I was 14 and a half. I used to do my paper rounds to earn some money. And when I came to Malta, it was in Australia at 9 o'clock, I used to ring up my mum from 4 houses up, I'm going to come home, Come on, Mum, please watch me. Yeah. And when I came here, my dad, I remember after a while, he told me, you were like you're in a cage in Australia. When you came to Malta, the lock opened and I just went out.
Yeah, because there's more freedom here.
But I've noticed that the Maltese in Australia are actually more Maltese than what the Maltese are in Malta. And I'll explain to you something, is that, you know, when they left here in the 1950s, and they stayed with that Maltese tradition during Australia, where the Maltese here in Malta, they sort of changed, you know.
What would you like to change here?
Politics, they've too much. Politics, people take it too seriously. If you're Labour and you're Liberal, you know, especially when it's time to vote, you know, they don't want to have nothing to do with you.
So do you think you'll stay here?
Oh, it's hard to say. We don't know, you know. It's hard to say.
Early days.
Early days, yeah. But I'll definitely go back and see my family again.
I like to see them too. I like to go on a holiday, but I think I will live there. Will live here.
There you go.
She's made up.
She's staying.
That's it. We're staying.
The Gat kids live outdoors as often as possible. If you have a partner and the mood is right, the youngest set head for Lover's Leap, Upper Baraka Gardens, to be alone with everyone else.
They say home is where your heart is, and my heart's still in Australia. But while I've got my family here in Malta, it's a bit hard.
I like Malta a lot, you know. I miss my friends in Australia. But in Malta, it's something like you're free, you can go out. I'm not saying that if I had to go back to Australia, my family had to go. That would send me back. But if I ever went, I'll still think of this island at the back of my mind, you know.
By dusk, by the floodlit ramparts of the Grand Harbour, an idyllic view to enhance a fleeting moment that is all at once envy, friendship and understanding. A warm memory of a brief stay in Malta.
Maybe if I find the right partner and get married, probably settle here. My mum would be happy. She would want to keep me here.
Yeah. Is she pushing very hard, is she?
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame her. She wouldn't want to see one of her kids in Australia and the other one here in Malta. You know, she wants to keep the family together. Do what's best for you, eh?